Stephen, the Munster football final between Tipperary and Cork, after Cork's fantastic win over Kerry after extra time, 113 to 112, I was reading some quotes from Ian Maguire, their midfielder, and the way he was talking, I wonder, and this is wishful thinking from a Tipperary man, he says the other day was enjoying the moment and soaking in the moment with your teammates. Even Monday, Tuesday, you were still chatting with fellas on the team and we went training and you're still soaking in the moment. RTE didn't show, but whether it was right or wrong, the whole bench, Ronan McCarthy, Keane O'Neill, everyone ran straight onto the pitch, jumping up and down. The linesman had a heart attack. We don't know whether it was full time or not. The linesman then ushered us off and the full time whistle went. Is there any hope, and come on, tell me what I want to hear, that Cork have already played their final and Tipperary can come in and pick up the pieces?
Yeah, well, I'd say one thing. They're probably lucky that the pubs weren't open, because them boys mightn't have been back to training on the Tuesday. There would have been a Monday club and a Tuesday club. But listen, you have to listen. Jesus, Shane, my God, you have to enjoy. I'm a big believer you enjoy all wins, because life's too bloody short and football's become so serious. And, you know, it's and particularly at our county level, Shane, it's just become so serious and mundane. You know, that players aren't allowed to give interviews and managers have to be careful what they say. And we miss that bit of colour and that bit of character. And I remember beating Louth in the championship in Portlaoise by 11 points in 2018 with Carlo. And there was a lad in Carlo who had developed his own beer, 56 South or something. And he came in and he said, Stevie, with the boys, would we all right to slip a crate of beer in there? I said, get in there, surely. And Turlock was coming in going mad, saying, oh, look, the boys out there, the county board's going mad, there's beer in the chasers. I go, well, fuck off. I said, let the boys enjoy it. We have a great picture of everybody in the chasers with a couple of beers. And ironically, we were playing Kildare the following week and still went out and beat them by 7 points. Somebody from Kildare said to me, was that his biggest achievement? I says, my biggest achievement was keeping the Carlo boys off the beer before they played Kildare. But no, on a serious note, Shane, Cork will thoroughly have enjoyed that, and rightly so. And between us, I was thinking about this today, actually, and I was thinking about what I was going to say to you about this. There's a danger that they could maybe see themselves maybe as, they've played the final, and there could be a level of complacency. But I can't see it, Shane. How can there be a level of complacency when the prize at stake's an All-Ireland semi-final? You know, you're 2 games away from an All-Ireland final. There can't be any complacency. Do you not think so?
Well, I'm hoping so. But I don't think so either, because not only that, you're 2 games away from an All-Ireland final. But the thing is, maybe they will underestimate Tipperary. Tipperary needed extra time to beat Limerick, a team they lost to last year, Division 4 team. And last year, Cork battered Tipperary 117 to 0-9. But the flip side is, in 2017, Cork barely beat Tipperary by a point. And I think it was that sort of late goal, or sort of a counter-attack goal from Cork, if I remember correctly. And a year before that, Tipperary beat Cork for the first time in the championship in 72 years, 315 to 216. So last year, Tipperary were poor. But this year, Tipperary got that win. It doesn't matter how they did it. They somehow managed to do it. You've Conor Sweeney in the forward line. You have Michael Quinlivan in the forward line. You've Colin Reardon back from the AFL. And even if he hasn't played that much football, he's a machine. And if Stephen O'Brien is fit as well, you've got guys who can compete for the kick out. And Quinlivan will come out and compete for him as well. So, am I getting a bit carried away as a tip man?
I don't think you're getting carried away at all. And you probably forgot to mention something else as well. You know, the whole historical thing behind Bloody Sunday as well, and wearing the jersey and wearing that unique jersey. And that can bring a level of energy, Shane, and a level of spirit in a group as well, you know, which you can't coach and you can't buy. You know, it's either in you or not. And you've got that whole thing as well hanging over them, Shane, you know. So that might just give them an added edge as well, get into Sunday. Not that they'll need any motivation, but listen, they've absolutely nothing to lose. The reality of the situation is, Shane, you're talking about 2 teams who are in the same division this year. So you're not talking about a gulf in 3 or 4 divisions. You're talking about 2 teams who were in the same division. My only thing is that Cork's consistency, Shane, during the National League, their win against Kerry, you know, it probably just have a little bit more about them. I think they've got a really good bench. You know, they've got a lot of good young lads coming in. Tipperary on paper have a frightening full forward line. Completely agree with you. Absolutely frightening. One of the best in the country, in my opinion. You know, but it's just whether they can get enough ball into that full forward line and whether Cork will set up defensively like they did against Kerry.
Yeah, and do you think that cynicism that we saw in the Cork versus Kerry game, both sides now, for being honest, that will be on display at Páirc Uí Chaoimh?
Well, they won't have a Tipperary referee in the game, will they?
No.
So, yeah, no, but listen, I thought the referee the last day let Cork away with an enormous amount of fouls. Gee, I think their foul count was through the roof. There was one player individually, I think, at 12 fouls in particular, like, you know, and they'll not get away with that on Sunday probably, you know, and I don't think I don't think that will be part of their game plan anyway, Shane. It'll be a different type of approach now, because their game plan against Kerry was obviously to flood the middle third, stop the runners, and be cynical about it. And I don't think they'll need to do that against Tipperary. What they'll need to do is they'll need to defend their inside line, because that's Tipperary's energy line, and that's where a lot of Tipperary scores will come from. So, it wouldn't be surprising to see Cork take a different approach, and it wouldn't be surprising to see Cork try and turn this into a shootout. They probably felt they couldn't win a shootout against Kerry, but they'll feel they could win a shootout against Tipperary, and that's the key.
Yeah, final question then. Cork are 5-1 on, Tipperary are 5-1. Is that right? These teams, there was only a point in it in the league earlier in the year when Cork won.
Yeah, well, listen, it's probably just a reflection of because Cork have beaten Kerry. But listen, it's a little bit like everyone laughed at this. It wouldn't have surprised me if Limerick had beat Tipp in the last round. It wouldn't have surprised me, and it still wouldn't surprise me on Sunday if Tipp beat Cork. It wouldn't be, for me, Shane, that wouldn't be a monumental shock, and to be honest with you, what was it, did someone say the last time Tipperary won the All-Ireland, they beat Cork in the final and then beat Dublin in the All-Ireland final, was that it? So
yeah, well,
it could be the year. No, but hey, listen, Shane, all joking aside, like Tipperary football has come on so much, and for me, I go back to, I'm not sure you can quote me on the right year here, it was 2015, they got to an All-Ireland semi-final,
16.
And played, Clare got to an All-Ireland quarter-final the same year, and Tipperary played some wonderful football, but I just feel Tipperary deep down have to be looking from the outside in, thinking we're never going to get a better chance to get to an All-Ireland final. That's what they've got to be looking at.
Hold on, a first Munster title since 35 would do before we start talking about All-Ireland final.
Oh, sorry, All-Ireland semi-final. Apologies. And they're never going to get a better chance. They're never going to. They were in an All-Ireland semi-final 5 or 6 years ago, Shane, playing brilliant football. This is some chance for them, an unbelievable chance. And as you say, if they win Munster on Sunday, there'll be a Shebeen open in Tipperary on Sunday night somewhere.